Hey, ProdigiousTrip here. Do another episode of Halo, the TV show. I think we're on episode 3 now. So again, spoilers. This will be a review of the episode. So I got my snacks ready, and I got a llama with me. I guess I can call her Tina. She's a big girl. She's a big girl. Yep. Tina, eat your lord. So, anywho, she's going to keep me safe from the Covenant. So, so last time we left off with Master Chief, he ends up getting not captured, but the Silver Team finds out where he is, and he decides to team back up with them. So they're going to take him into custody and bring him back to Reach. All right. So the episode actually starts off with like a little backstory of again, I'm just going to call her the Blessed One. I think they do have a name for her, but I don't know what her name is. So she has like this backstory where she was on I guess it's like a junkyard planet or a dump. And she was with a boy, and he was reading a book to her. And he says, every time they say the word kiss, you got to kiss someone. So I'm like, really? Well, kids kissing in this movie? Sure enough. And she kisses him, and then all of a sudden, boom. I don't know if it's like, I doubt they had parents, but I guess it's the workers at work. They were just like, hey, you shouldn't be here or whatever. So they end up killing the boy. I don't know why. And then all of a sudden they're about to kill her. And all of a sudden the Covenant shows up. And they have like these, I don't know, it's supposed to be, I guess, looking for what they're trying to find. And it's like a, little, looks like one of those metal detectors. And so they use it, they find her and say, all right, she's the one that we want. Because I guess it's supposed to look for whoever can decipher not the hieroglyphs, but the artifacts, and figure out what those are and how they work. And I guess whatever they had finds out that she's it. And I don't know. They never really explained that part. They just explained, hey, we found her and she's coming with us. And that's part of her backstory. Because she's still holding on to the book that she had when she was a kid. So I guess that's the only book she has from when, whenever she was taken. And then, she keeps telling that the hierarchies of the Covenant, they keep telling her like, hey, we don't want you to do this. This is dangerous. But she's like, I'm going to go undercover as a human and find out where they've taken the artifact. And so she devises this plan where she actually shows up, not by herself, but there's the Covenant ship called the Corvette, which is like one of the really big ones. Comes out of slip space near a UNSC ship. And they're like, hey, it's a Covenant warship. Let's, we gotta be careful. Let's, get battle ready and everything. And all of a sudden you hear her over the comm saying, hey, I'm alone and I need help. And, they abandoned the ship because they think it was that it was going to explode, or it ran out of gas or something. I don't know, whatever. So, they're like suspicious still. So they say like, all right, we're sending a pod over, get in, don't do anything stupid, no weapons or anything. So she comes back over to their ship, and they're like, holding her at gunpoint, saying like, get on your knees. They check her to make sure she doesn't have a weapon. And they're like, okay, hey, are you okay? What do they do to you and stuff? And she's like, I'm fine. And then all of a sudden you see all these little worm thingies come out of the pod, and they just start attacking everybody. It was awesome. They're just I think it's the part of the Hunter. That's the name of one of the really big Covenant warriors. I think that's what they're made of, is like these worms. And that's what they start attacking all these people on the ship. And I mean, they just kill everybody. It was actually a really cool scene. She's walking in slow motion, not caring that everybody's dying. You see explosions in the background, people dying and flying, and, all this other stuff left and right. And she's just walking, calm and cool, And she's trying to access the codes on the ship. But she can't access anything on the ship because it's, I guess, password or something or whatever. I don't know. So she actually just like pulls out all these things in the bottom of the ship and was able to, I don't know what she was looking for. I think she's trying to find out where the artifact was taken to. It's taken to Planet Reach, but she doesn't know that. So she actually ended up calling her friends on the UNSC frequency. So that was, I think, a stupid part on her part, because you don't just use the enemy's radio to contact your own friends. I guess she didn't have a choice, though. I don't know. But so she calls them, and of course, she's speaking in Sangheili, I think is the or at least that's what they call the language of the covenant. And so nobody knows what they're actually saying, but they say, hey, this is coming over the UNSC frequency. What is this, And back on Reach with Master Chief, he's in, I guess, jail or wherever he is. And the Halsey tells him, hey, since you've touched this artifact, it's messing up your mind. I have a way to fix it to make sure you're battle ready and everything. And if you take this Cortana program, you'll be able to go back to duty, and you'll be able to be fit for battle or combat ready, whatever. But this is the only way that you will be able to do it, because nobody's trusting you right now. But if you take this program with you, it'll everyone will be at ease, and you'll be able to go back to active duty. So he's like, fine, sure, whatever. And then you see Halsey, she actually takes one of her clones. Yeah, her clone. I don't know why it doesn't have hair. They never explain it. But her clone doesn't have hair. It has eyelashes, but no eyebrows, no hair. I don't know why. So she's just sitting there talking to her bald self. She actually, it's a clone of herself, so she knows that she's like, you need my brain, don't you? Because there's no other reason why I would be here. You're cloning me and you're cloning yourself, blah, blah, blah. So she goes under the process to be, turned into Cortana. So they take a needle and it just sticks it right down into her eye. And it looks like on the computer, it looks like it's sucking out her brain. So again, it looked really cool because, I like gross stuff. So I was like, hey, nice. So again, it's literally like sucking out her brain, but somehow it turns it into the AI system along with her mind becomes Cortana. And this is where it gets different from the video game. The Cortana program is an AI in the video game, is an AI that you can put onto a computer chip or whatever. You can actually carry her around in the back of your helmet. She can appear in your visual hemisphere just so that you can see her, or she can activate consoles, help you open doors, all this other stuff. In the show, Cortana is actually still a computer chip, but it's uploaded directly into Master Chief's brain. So it's like a little chip. It's just they even show a little drill going in the back of his head, and it's placed somewhere inside his brain so that she can actually see all the neural impulse, whatever. Her main, I guess, objective in this show is that she's supposed to actually take over the entire person, whoever she's implanted into. So she's supposed to take over Master Chief's body. There's one point she actually just shuts him down, here, just stop him from moving, and so he just he kind of goes limp. So that's different from the video game, because in the video game she couldn't do that. She can't operate Master Chief or do anything like that. She could just tell him, hey, give you statistics or whatever, help you on your mission or whatever, and give you information, that kind of thing. So really different. But again, I really didn't have a problem with it, because I'm just you're changing stuff from the game again, and it's actually into his head. So he walks around mostly this episode, he's not even in his armor, and he could see her. She can appear to him, and she can appear to everybody else too, which is weird because she's the implant in his head, but everybody else can see her still. So that's kind of weird. She can still talk to Master Chief directly, so it's just him and her. Halsey actually just refers to her as Cortana and says, hey, it's finally nice to meet you. She was hoping that this would work. I don't think she'd ever, tested it out before. So this is the first successful attempt at it. And then you see Halsey's cloned body just sitting in the back, just it's got blood running down the nose, and just a puddle of blood next to her head, just dead. And I think they either liquidated or acid to crush it or something. I don't know what they did to their body. But yeah, the body was dead. Couldn't use it. So I guess they actually did extract her brain, and somehow it... Again, they never explained the science. They never explained the science really in the game either. But in here, it was just, let's suck out her brain, and somehow it becomes Cortana. And then, this is what I really didn't like, is Cortana, she looks... Cortana looks like this in the show. This is what she looks like. Yeah, I was just ugh. Because like in the video game, she looks completely different. Like, I mean, there's like a couple other different iterations of her in the game, but I think this is the one from Halo 4. This is how she looks.
Seems like old times.
Yeah, I know, right? Giggity. And I'm just like, why are you making her look so different in the show? And I guess I wanted her to look more realistic or whatever. I don't know. So that's how you get. This is how Cortana looks in the show. Although, like I said, there's a lot of things I do like about this because they got the same voice actress to still reprise her role as Cortana, so she's the voice of her, which is great because she has like an amazing voice, and so it's perfect for Cortana. And so Master Chief is trying to get used to having her in his head. He tries to tell all the other Spartans back at Silver Team that he's now fit for active duty. He's walking around watching other people having fun, and he sees like the cadets, they're playing, I guess, like poker or something, or some kind of card game or whatever, and they're having a great time, and he's just like curious about it. And in the last episode, Soren said that, you know, he has a chip in his back. It's a pellet that suppresses his emotion, so this way it helps him be combat ready, stay focused. But he says, like, you know, as soon as you take that thing out, man, it's like looking at everything in a whole new light. It's like seeing everything for the first time. So now that he's thinking about it, you know, because he's touched the artifact and he keeps on getting all these images, he decides that he's going to remove his pellet. And Cortana warns Halsey, he's like, hey, he's about to remove his pellet. Should I stop him? And Halsey, like, she's like, you know what? And don't. Like, help him remove it because he needs to see you as like someone who's helping him and not as an enemy. So she tells him to, like, you know, go an inch down, turn it twice, stab yourself in the back. Yeah, spoilers too. You see his butt. I'm just like, Master Chief's, he's got a nice butt, whatever. I know, it's a nice butt, okay? Get over it. Get over it. It's okay. It's okay. And so he removes his pellet, and, you know, he's like, thank you, Cortana. Like, he's actually, you know, starting to feel it. And what's funny is, not funny, but Kai, the other Spartan from the Silver Team, she's watching him because she knows, she looks like she saw something was up because he really didn't seem like himself, because when he saw them before, Cortana tried to introduce herself and Master Chief was just like, no, you know, go away, disappear. No, I don't want to see you right now. And he just looked like he was irritated. And so Kai just looked at him like, that doesn't seem like, you know, Master Chief or whatever. And so she followed him and saw him remove his pellet. And yeah, so then he starts walking around Reach. He goes to a park. He goes to listen to some music. He sees like someone playing with a dog. And it's a really interesting thing because he's just looking around at all these different things, and you just see him kind of smile and kind of not. And he just like, it's one of those things where it's like, you know, show, don't tell. Like, you didn't hear him say anything, but you could just see him walking around like, huh. Like, there's two people about to kiss. There was the music, things that he's just like, he's starting to feel all this stuff for the first time, so he's starting to understand what that emotion is. So he actually decides to go and touch the artifact to see if it'll do anything now that he can emotionally understand it. So as soon as he touches it, he gets like a whole wave of new information, and he realizes that when these are memories that he's having from when he was a kid. And part of it was when he's a kid, you see him drawing the artifact that he has now, as well as a different artifact that's like a big one, where that looked like this artifact would fit into that one. And so he goes, you know, he tells Cortana, he's like, can you find the planet that I'm from? Because all of his stuff, I guess, is classified or blacklisted. So she doesn't know where he's from or about his parents or anything. So she says, like, there's a couple of different planets, and this one might be the one that has it. And so he goes, all right, we're going to go here. And so Halsey finds out, and she goes, you're going to go to that planet looking for that artifact? Well, I'm coming with you. And so he goes, fine. So he armors up, and he heads out for that planet. Back on the asteroid with Soren and Quan, she keeps on seeing, I guess, these videos of Madrigal where there's a new tyrant who's leading the people, but he's trying to get the UNSC to, I guess, join them, or he's just being a douche. I don't know. So she keeps on saying, I got to go back to Magical and save my people, blah, 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 blah. And Soren's just like, I ain't going there. I don't need to do anything. It's not my people. And so she says, I can pay you. And he goes, finally, okay. All right, then, okay, we can go. And so I guess they're going to go back to Magical and try to save her people or do whatever. I really care less about that story. But again, you kind of want to know what's going to happen with Master Chief and these visions he's having. And I guess Spartans are not supposed to remember their childhood. That's kind of a key thing in the video game. There's a whole backstory of how they were kids and taken and becoming Spartans and stuff. And so I think that's what they're trying to do with this show here, to have that be the twist. And I'll tell you that later. In case you haven't watched it, if you're going to try to watch it, or if you're going to watch it based on what you see here, I'll spoil that later and stuff in the next episode of how they view it. But yeah, so that's what happens in this episode. Not too much that happened, but again, it was just little things of, again, you got to see some more of the planet Reach. I thought that was cool. I like how they have this futuristic society of, I'm so glad they they put stuff that's from the game into this show. Like the warthogs look like a warthog. The vehicles look like vehicles. The weapons look like the weapons from the game and stuff. So, I mean, they didn't, again, apart from changing Cortana's appearance and exactly what she's able to do in his head, not a whole lot has changed from how the game is. So, again, from storyline itself, but, these artifacts were never in the game. These artifacts they keep talking about, they're supposed to come together to form like a key. And the Blessed One keeps calling them the Keystone. And everyone else just calls them the artifacts. And I guess they're supposed to be the keystone that either leads them to the Halo ring or activates it. But they don't explain that either. They just say, hey, this is supposed to activate some kind of Covenant weapon. Or at least they don't know that it's not the Covenant's weapon, but that it's a weapon itself. And so they just want to know more about it and everything. So, yeah, again, it's a very, very story-driven, very, not slow-paced, but just, it's at a good pace. I like it. So hopefully you'll like it too. If you haven't had a chance to, try and get a chance to watch it. It's fun. I have it on Vudu, so if you guys have that Ultraviolet account, it's called Vudu. You can buy it there, or you can watch it. I think it's still on Paramount Plus. Yeah. So, all right, I'm ProdigiousTrip. I'll see you guys later. We'll check out the next episode. Bye.